All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new DC update. And today is the day. If you are a comic collector, you're going to want to hit your comic shop because Absolute Wonder Woman drops today. I do have the cover from Jim Lee reserved at my comic shop. I'll be going later this morning, but I'm also going to pick up the regular cover. And if it's anything like what happened with Batman, these are going to be hugely popular, and they've already, I could tell you that the Absolute Batman has shot up in price insanely. So it's pretty dang popular. So you're going to want to definitely check that out. That happens today in comic shops. And if you didn't reserve it, there's a good chance you may not be able to get it. All right, now we have some DC stuff to look at today, and I wanted to address something before we look at the screen grabs that I've picked up. I think I'm just going to start calling them grabs on all the grabs that I picked up. So in my last video, I mentioned something about James Gunn, and it was a comment I made about people. It wasn't about people who are autistic, and some people took it that way, and they thought I was making fun of people with autism, and I certainly was not, and that was never my intention, okay? What I was doing was comparing what James Gunn is possibly going to do with Superman, and I'm afraid he's going to be the one that is going to make fun of people who have autism by the way he treats or makes Superman act in this film. So there's a fine line that he's going to be playing, and I'm really worried about the portrayal of Clark Kent in the Superman film, and that's where that comment came from. So I know lots of people who have autism, high functioning, not so high functioning. It's not something to make fun of, and that is not what I was doing in my video. So I wanted to make that very clear. Now, we are going to look at some stuff today. Some of what I'm going to show you is trolling. I've gotten to the point now where sometimes I just have to troll because I have to, because of how bad this situation has gotten with DC. They've had failure after failure, and I guarantee you they're feeling the pinch with Superman. They have to hit this one out of the park, and I don't think they're going to be able to achieve that. And we're going to see just how popular stuff is, and it's pretty crazy. Now, also in my last video, one of my last videos, where I talked about, the New York Comic-Con, people were trying to argue with me about the video with James Gunn where he was saying thank you for all my support, or for all your support, and there weren't a lot of cheers and claps and everything, and everyone said yes there was, and I had to point out that no there wasn't. So what I did is I decided to pull up the video from when they announced Batman versus Superman, and they showed that at the Comic-Con, and there is a clear difference, guys. It is night and day. You could tell that the excitement is just not there for the DCU. It is certainly not there for Creature Commandos. And like I said, the people that were there to see if they were going to announce anything else in regards to the slate, and also find out if they were going to show a preview for Superman, which they didn't do. All right, so let's get into these grabs today. First up, I think it's already passed, but a new Batman Arkham game comes out, or has come out, and I believe this is on the Oculus Quest, if I'm not mistaken. So it is a VR game and is only available on that platform, through VR. So if you didn't know this and you own one of those, check it out and let me know what you guys thought. Come back to the comments, and if you've played this game, let me know what your thoughts are. It's called Batman Arkham Shadow. So at the Comic-Con, they released a bunch of DC-related merchandise. Now, some of this I probably will pick up. I want the ones that don't have studios under it. I do like the original DC logo. When I started collecting comics, that was the logo. And so I would love to get the hat, but that's a $45 hat. The hoodie's cheaper than the hat, which is crazy. But I wouldn't mind getting this hoodie and wearing that. And I would love the hat, too. But that's pretty cool stuff. You can go to their website, the official DC shop. It is available. Now, I don't remember if I posted this in my last video, but Creature Commandos also has merchandise available at the DC shop. And you can get them by going, again, to shopdc.com and looking for those materials, if they even have any available. All right, so there's been a lot of discussion about having a Penguin Season 2. And this is what the showrunner Lauren LaFranc had to say. Gotham is ripe to tell so many stories. The comics has shown that through decades. I love this version of Gotham too. I love all of the characters that we've gotten to explore in this world. I think there's always room for more of that. So the ratings are high on the Penguin. I don't know if I grabbed a screenshot of the ratings, but this last episode did average about, or the premiere for it had 1.8 million viewers. Now, they're going to make that sound like that's a lot, but it's really not super high. But for a show, it's okay. It's definitely doing well, much better than a lot of the other things. But I'm betting there's a whole bunch of people that don't even know that this exists. So James Gunn posted this on social media, and this is where I started trolling this week, and I'm going to continue to do this stuff because it actually writes itself. James Gunn posted, "I will have them all." Now, the funny thing about this is I guarantee you he can have these if he wants them. He's the showrunner. He'll be able to get this stuff for free. But these are all the bobbleheads from the characters and, Funko, not bobbleheads, but Funko, whatever they're called, Pops or whatever. So these are going to be available, and I posted at the bottom to be found in bargain bins next month. And again, the Peacemaker merchandise, they still can't get rid of it. And I showed that in a previous video on how they're discounting all of those toys to a large degree just to get rid of them because nobody cared about the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. I guess a lot of people have been out there campaigning for Brandon Sklenar to be Batman in the DCU. And he comments about this agenda and this campaign, and he just posts with the bat symbol. So someone said the comic book fandom is fighting very hard to cast you as Batman Bruce Wayne in the new DCU. Hopefully, we get to see you as the Caped Crusader on the big screen one day. I don't know this actor at all, so I couldn't tell you one way or another if he would be good for the role, but people are campaigning for that, which I was unaware of. Now, here's an example of Warner Brothers getting it right. This isn't DC related other than the fact that Michael Keaton played Batman, but Beetlejuice 2 crossed $434 million globally off of a $100 million budget. That's how you do it right, and that was a really fun film. So it has been revealed that Supergirl, starring Millie Alcock, begins filming in January. So we should start seeing set photos and things from that in the coming months. And I will be covering all of that on my channel. So if you aren't subscribed yet, first hit the like on this video, the like button, subscribe, and then hit that notification bell so you will be notified when I have new videos go up. So Tom King and James Gunn created the initial story for Lanterns together. They sketched out the concept during the first few months of DC Studios when a team of writers was assembled to map out the DCU in late 2022. And so that is interesting. So James Gunn is definitely a part of that story. I think they are going to try for a whole underlying story that's going to run through all of the shows, but we shall see. And the fear of this show, we're going to look at the popularity of somebody did a poll on what they were most excited for, and Lanterns is definitely the show that everyone's most excited for. But they're going to make the same mistake that the movie did, and it's going to take place on Earth rather than out in outer space. And that was everyone's big complaint with the Green Lantern film that came out in 2011, that there wasn't enough of the just going out into the universe. And so this is going to be another telestial story, and it's, again, I doubt we're going to see them in their suits very often. Now, here's a post, and I'm going to follow up with this one just to show you how selective James Gunn is, and I guarantee you somebody had to tell him this. He didn't know this, but he posted this just 2 days ago. He said, "Happy anniversary to 3 icons who changed DC Comics: Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, John Stewart, and the Penguin, who don't have a lot in common other than that they all debuted on October 21st. We're going to see who debuted on October 22nd, but he failed to even recognize. So Amy Adams just did an interview with Variety, and this is her talking about Rachel Brosnahan taking on the role of Lois Lane. Adams says she's particularly excited to watch the marvelous Mrs. Maisel star Rachel Brosnahan as she picks up the role of the tenacious reporter and Clark Kent's love interest. I love her. She's going to be great. Hopefully the role will be infused with her sensibility and her natural humor and strength and wit, she says. I'm really looking forward to it. I really like her. We are going to see more about what Amy Adams had to say during this interview here in a few minutes. And here we go. Amy Adams praises Henry Cavill's take on Superman. Henry was a really brilliant Superman. I offer every Superman luck and stuff, but I think he was great. I just wanted to say that. It's so in his spirit. And everybody who worked with him, his social media posts showed how much he loved this character, and he should have been playing it for the last 10 years consistently and for the next 10 years. There's no reason why he couldn't come back. So according to My Time to Shine Hello, Sophia Falcone will have a big part in the Batman Part 2, which I think everybody probably expected because she's a big hit on the show. So here's a graphic I wanted to show you guys, and after this I'm going to show you the trolling I did this morning, which I thought was funny myself. I started laughing just writing it, and the stuff writes itself, and you'll see what I'm talking about when we get to that. But this was just posted yesterday, and this caused, I did comment on this as well, and people tried to pile on top of me again. There's a small group of people who are excited for the DCU, I will tell you that, and they're pretty vocal sometimes. But this person, Screen Brief, posted, which DCU project are you most excited for, other than Superman? So they have three options here: Creature Commandos, Lanterns, Supergirl, and Peacemaker Season 2. Lanterns got 61% of the votes, which it should. Supergirl came in second with 15%. Peacemaker only came in with 13%, and Creature Commandos came in with a mere 11%. And I pointed out, I said that the hype for Creature Commandos is real, and I put a lot of laughing symbols, after that. So I trolled on this as well, because nobody asked for Creature Commandos, people. And if you notice, Peacemaker Season 2 was only 2% better than Creature Commandos. But we were all told that Peacemaker Season 1 was amazing, that everybody loved that show, that it was wildly accepted amongst the public, that everybody was so excited for Season 2. So why would they be more excited for Lanterns and Supergirl, but not Peacemaker or Creature Commandos? Again, they are projects people don't care about. And Supergirl needs to be taken seriously as well. I really wish they would adapt the Supergirl origin that was done in Batman Superman, about a decade or two ago, 15 years ago, whenever it was. I have the hardbound version for that. And I also have the original comics too, but that was the story I really wish they would have told, but they are doing something entirely different. But, if Peacemaker was that popular, guys, it would be definitely higher on this list, especially since it's going to get released before Lanterns will. But no, usually the projects that are coming up closest are the ones that have the most enthusiasm behind them, but that isn't this is definitely not showing that is the case. This was pretty cool. So Elizabeth Tulloch, who plays Lois Lane on Superman and Lois, she says, months ago I teased that there's a detail on Tyler's Season 4 Superman suit that I loved, and here it is. So if you look at the suit, they have a bunch of Superman symbols running throughout the entire suit, which is something very similar to what they did on Henry Cavill's suit. All right, so I showed you guys that screen grab of James Gunn talking about the anniversary of these icons, and someone said, today is October 22nd, and the true icon of the Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, appeared for the first time in Showcase number 22, October of 1959. But you're not interested in him, right? And since you don't know about comics, it's not like we can ask much of you, and you don't give much more either. And people are starting to push back at his shenanigans at this stage. A lot of people are. It's not just me, it's other people are noticing how he picks and chooses. And obviously, he didn't know this. It was information that was probably fed to him, and he was asked to put it on social media. All right, guys, so here's the trolling I did this morning that even made myself laugh. And what's crazy about this is this stuff writes itself because it's who James Gunn is. But the home of DCU said, what do you think James Gunn's next project after Superman Peacemaker 2 will be? And I posted, something involving his wife and brother during the month of the death of his previous dog that he forgot about. And I couldn't help it. I had to post that because this is what James Gunn does. He does it to gain sympathy. He does it to goad you into wanting to watch these projects because you feel sympathy for him. And he does use nepotism a lot in his stuff, like way more than I've seen any other person or any other studio ever do. All right, so what did you guys think about that last post? I just threw that up off the top of my head. Like like I said, it's sad that it writes itself because it's just so easy to do because of what James Gunn posts online. It's kind of funny. But there's my update for the day. I will hopefully have another video, hopefully today. I'm very busy today, but if I have a chance, I will do a double review on both episode 5 of Penguin and also episode, is it 3 or 4 of Superman and Lois. So I will have that review up hopefully later today. If not, it will be tomorrow. All right, guys, there's my update for the day. I do appreciate the support. We will see you guys on the next video.